All right, Kenman here, and today it's a little brand feature. I haven't done any of these in a while, and I was due, and I wanted to talk about Rosecraft. I'm really liking everything that they're doing, and I wanted to share it with all of you. For those of you who haven't seen any before, these are all from a nice little company called Rosecraft. Really great group of people over there, make some cool stuff. I happen to be in a pass around, but that doesn't affect my love of these. I've actually purchased most of these on my own. A few of them were gifts, a few of them were from friends, a few of them were from Rosecraft, a couple of them are part of pass around that'll be going to somebody else. But since I had all of these here, I figured we would sit and talk about my love of a nice company that is Rosecraft. They make a lot of cool stuff, as you can see on the table here. Quite a little variety. Mostly they were early known, I think, for the traditionals kind of first. Kind of got into some cool, interesting, more modernized folders. And obviously now getting into some fixed blades as well. Just a lot of really fun stuff. A little bit of something for everybody. What I'm going to do is going to break down what I've got here. I'll kind of talk about it a little bit and get the discussion rolling. Comment below, what Rosecrafts do you love? Which ones do you have? You ever had any issues with any? This is a open discussion about all thoughts pertaining to Rosecraft and where they sit in the knife world. I am quite happy with them. I dig it. All right, let's break some of this down. Move some of these out of the way here, and we can kind of feature off some stuff. So let's start off with the traditionals. Get all these folders out of the way here quick. Traditionals is where I started with the Rosecrafts. These are the ones that I currently have. Very cool slip joints. Okay, the first one I bought was this one right here. I found it online. Actually, it was brought to my attention by Casey on the Knives Fast channel. I saw he had one that he was reviewing, and I really instantly fell in love with the design and the shape. This is the Clinch River Swayback with bone. Very cool. D2 steel on there. Nice little choke up spot. What a unique slip joint. I just fell in love with this shape like immediately. It's got a pretty strong pull, but you kind of pinch that one out. The sway back on the handle, that little forward choil is really cool, and I love the Warncliffe shape on that blade. Nice D2 steel on most of these, or I think all of these actually. Fixed blades and some of the others are a little different. We'll kind of go through that as we go here. I love this one. First one in my collection, the Clinch River Swayback. Actually, if we kind of go in order, I guess, the next one that I got is this one right here. This is the Stinking Creek sow belly with stag. And this one actually was on KC's Knives Fast channel. I'll link him down in the description. I'm sure you all know and love his channel. He does some great stuff over there. But he does giveaways every week, and I actually won one of the giveaways. I won one of his knives from Tempest, the Microjet, and then I also won this one, the Stinking Creek sow belly with the stag. So this one was from a giveaway. Thanks again to KC. That was a great win. This was honestly still may be, but depending on the situation, one of my favorite slip joints. Really solid. I like the thick handle. I really enjoy stag and natural materials. Just feels great. I like the shape of the blade. It's a really stiff pull, which makes it stronger when it's open. So it's a little bit, seems a little more like it's locked up, a little bit more solid. But I feel like if I were just going to carry one for the longest time, this was it. It might not be that one, but I don't know. I still kind of am on the fence. I really like this one. This is the Stinking Creek sow belly. And we'll keep on rolling. The third one that I picked up, I'm pretty sure was the Zambezi. I guess it doesn't really matter. The Zambezi was one I saw on the website that I just thought was cool, and I ordered and paid for. This one has a pretty stiff pull to it. That would be the one downside, I would say, of this one. I've kind of worked it out, stretched it, or like worked with it. You kind of open it and close it and kind of do what you can to kind of help break it in. I also was recommended by someone to put it like this, where you're kind of putting a little pressure on the spring and then just set that down and leave it like that for a few days. And that can kind of help. It is a very strong pull. I can kind of pinch it open, but it does require a little bit more grip. I love this though as a short little small user. Short blade for sure. Huge finger choil on a tiny blade. It feels great. You are locked in. That's not going anywhere. You can't close that blade on yourself because your finger's in that spot. So it doesn't allow it to really go much further than that right there. So you're kind of locked in with this short little blade. You could do some work, really get through some cardboard or something like that. Just a fun design. Look at that chunk of wood on there too. This has rosewood on the handle, so a lot of variety on the handles. I really dig it. I think this is just a fun design. They all have the cool badges on there, the little shields and the skulls. I like that stuff quite a bit. That is the Zambezi. All right, this one here I saw and picked up, I believe, in Blade Show, Texas, or was it Atlanta? No, I think this was at Texas. So visited with them, got to check out all the stuff at their table in Texas, had a good time chatting with them. This one here is the Obed Creek Bow Trapper. Larger knife, big old handle on there. I have a big hand, so this fits nice. They've got a little bit of some for everyone, like I was saying. Large hand, small hand, delicate cut, bigger blade. This one will do some work. If you are out, and you just need a nice, large slip joint for some field work. Pretty easy open on there. All of these have a really nice half stop to them. I like a half stop. Some slip joints have a long, slow pull, like a full pull. I prefer the half stop. What do you like? I like this a lot. Got Andy's signature skull emblem in there. This one's got micarta on the handle with a contour to it. I love the feel of that. This one's bigger, so maybe not as useful, or depending on your situation and what you're doing. It's got a larger belly on the front, so like for skinning and stuff like that, I think this would do great. Feels really good and comfortable in the hand. Nice ergonomics if you're doing a lot of work out in the field or something like that. The Obed Creek Bow Trapper, solid stuff. My most recent one, I also purchased this right here. This is the Elk River Easy Open Jack. So these are knives that I kind of consider like my secondary carry. I usually carry 2, if not 3 knives every day. And a standard kind of folder like drop bear or something like that would be what my main carry is, and then one of these was often going to be what my secondary carry is, or my 5th pocket carry. That's why I really am kind of liking this one here, the Elk River Easy Open Jack. A little bit smaller, easy open, pinch grip, nice smaller blade on there. I like the shape of this kind of Warren Foot sheep's cliff. Ha! Sure. Getting in there and doing some cuts. I really like the cutout. This is kind of a design that you see in some other traditionals. I like the ring finger feel, where you kind of lock your ring finger in there and it kind of just locks it into your hand. Feels good. You can get a lot of work done. Pretty large blade for a smaller knife, and with that back there, you're kind of completely out of the way, so you can do a lot of pushing. You get through a lot of thick cardboard and stuff like that. Thin and slicey as well. So to me, this is like a delicate, more of a user in this situation. That's why I feel like this is kind of one of my favorites. I could carry this all the time. So it just depends on what you fancy in a knife, what your utility is. Secondary carry though, this Elk River Easy Open Jack. Oh, excellent design. I really like it. I think this one's also got that same rosewood right there. So those are my traditionals, my slip joints from the Rosecraft. Let's look at the fixed blades real quick. Here is the F1. This is the one that I was gifted to from Rosecraft. Thanks again for that. I'm going to test this out, check it out, see what I think. It also happens to be my favorite, I think, of the fixed blades. 1095 steel on there. Got a nice gray PVD coating on here with a micarta contoured handle. Nice little G10 red accents. I love the fact that this has jimp, and more jimps. Got the nice little section you get locked right in there for doing some work. Then if you're getting out a little harder, or you got your finger on there, or if you got super long fingers like myself, you get way out there, do some work. The tip's in a great spot for just utility. This could be a really good bushcraft outdoor solid user. I like the F1. I am glad that I own it, and I plan to use it regularly. I don't have an F2. I do have the F3 and the F4 on the pass around right now, so I'll have them for a couple more days. You can watch the reviews on them, and then I'll pass them on to the next person. Also got the 1095. This has that this textured coating on there that I'm interested in people, what they think about that. Apparently it's super durable, but also some people say it's rough, so it might get in the way of a cut, kind of make a little drag, but I haven't noticed any of that yet. This is their smallest of the 4 fixed blades. Swag's design, nice little bowl across the top. No jimps. I would like to see some jimps, but that choke up spot, you can get in there and do some good work. Feels good in the hand. Great little user. That's the F3. And here is the largest, the F4. This is definitely your bushcraft outdoor spine whacking chunk. It's got that same PVD, or not PVD, textured coating on that 1095 carbon steel, micarta on the handle. Got the same accents on there. Aren't these cool? This is the big beefy boy if you're looking for one of the larger ones. I mean, not that this one isn't. I think that's great. I'll tell you what. All right, that is those. I need to put these off to the side so we can look at some folders quick here. What do we think about Rosecraft? Who's into it? How many Rosecrafts are in your collection? I believe I have 12. Well, that's not true. 10, because 2 of them have to pass. Okay, this is the Aris Rex. This one's discontinued, but tell me this ain't cool. I picked this one up in Atlanta. They had them on special because it was kind of the older model. Got your flipper tab. You got your thumb stud. We can also flick it out. Micarta on the handle, and then you have this copper on that bolster. Also D2 on this one. Super cool look. I love that harpoon section way out there on this crazy little Tonto blade. What kind of a crazy design is this? Lefty love too. You can swap the clip to the other side. Pretty fun stuff. I saw this in Atlanta and was like, oh, I've never even noticed that one. It's kind of an older model, but fell in love with it instantly. Purchased. Glad to have it. Cool stuff. That's the Aris Rex. This right here, boom, is the Pocket Monster. This was a gift. I've had this, I guess, for almost a year now. This is another Swags design. If you look, they kind of have a similar style. You can kind of see in her work a lot of that curved top and the large finger choil. The Pocket Monster is a silly one, but it's fun. Nice little thumb stud flick out, front flipper. Big front flipper. I wonder if I can top flip that. Yep. Huge choil on there. It's a weird, silly one, but I dig it. The Pocket Monster. Boom. Nice texture on there. All right, couple more here. This is the chonk, the little chonk, even though it's a huge chonk. Flipper tab. We got D2 on this as well. Absolute beast with an aluminum handle, little red accents on there. Titanium Justin mentioned this one was, I think it was on sale when he brought it up, and he was like, oh, Kenman, I saw a knife that is just right up your alley. He was totally right. Super thick. The little chonk. This thing is just cool. Tell me they don't make some interesting, weird shapes and designs on these non-traditional folders. Absolute beast in the hand. little chunk, giant chunk. Look at that thing. You could just do some work with that. Sharp, pointy. Look at that tip getting in there and just doing some draw cuts. Feels great in my hand. I love it. The little chunk. This is their most recent release. This was a gift from Rosecraft. Thanks again. A couple of nice knives to add to my collection. Part of that passed around, but they sent one to all of us so we could kind of review and test this. This is the new MA12. We got AUS 10 on the blade, micarta on the handle. Can swap the clip. I already swapped the clip to the other side. It actually also comes with a glass breaker on the end. I'm not big on glass breakers, so I've already kind of taken it off to kind of test it out. And it unscrews easily out of there and leaves a nice little space. It's not like you've got a nub or anything sticking out when you remove that. So it's kind of an option you can keep if you want or take off if you don't. I already swapped the clip as well. And this is a button actuated only. So this is like a heavy duty worker. You could use this with gloves on or something like that. The blade does not come out. That is stuck in there. But you hit that button, you can swing it out. You can hit the button and draw it out, I guess. But it's meant to be just one hand, push the button, swing it out, do your work, swing it back. Just a beast of a knife. Look at that. It's even thicker than the chunk. I can dig it. Thanks again to Rosecraft for sending this one out. I will be testing it out. What do you want to see me do with this and the F1? I will be doing some tests since they sent them to me for review. So what would you like to see me do with those? Comment below. Isn't that a cool little swing out, swing closed? Boom, boom. There it is. So I don't know if I can get these all out. If you have any questions about any of these specifically, feel free to comment below. Let us know which ones you have, which ones are your favorites. I have done reviews on pretty much all of these at this point, so you can go back and click on your favorite, check it out, watch what I think of it. And yeah, if there's any tests you want to see me do with some of these, let me know. Rosecraft has got some great stuff. Here it is. I dig it. Thanks again to Andy for allowing me to be part of your pass around. I got a nice collection. Like I said, I'll pass these along, and these are all mine. Fun stuff. Which one should I get next? Comments below. Stay sharp. We'll see you soon.